I'm going to go ahead with the meeting beginning ritual.
起立，面向佛堂，参加三鞠躬、一鞠躬、再鞠躬、三鞠躬，参加各位点传是一鞠躬，开班一鞠躬，请坐下。Please be seated.
Okay, so here we go. Paraphrase for 79. Our purpose, once again, is to demonstrate that we understand 79 completely because we're able to express the original meaning with modern expressions. Okay, so let's take a look at the translation. We start out with, after settling away disputes, there must be remaining resentments. How can this be considered good? So let's see about expressing that with our modern language paraphrase. In the aftermath of contention, a big disagreement, an argument, a fight, we may try to patch things up and let bygones be bygones. Unfortunately, there's always some resentment remaining, no matter how hard we try to forgive and forget. Surely, this cannot be a good thing. Okay, so I think that makes sense to everybody. We have a variety of expressions to talk about letting the past go. Like we say, hey, listen, it's all water under the bridge. It's flowing past. It keeps on flowing. It's gone. Let it go. Or, there's no use crying over spilled milk, etc. Now, the spilled milk metaphor is actually more suited for the way that Lao Tzu looks at things. Because even when you don't cry over spilled milk, you have to do quite a bit of cleaning up. So the cleaning up part is the leftover resentments, except that in the case of a real life dispute, that resentment may never go away. People who are engaged in elder care, senior citizens, especially people who have Alzheimer's, they remark on how, for some Alzheimer's patients, what they remember from the past are the complaints. Like they don't remember what happened recently, they don't remember a lot of things. But boy, when they start complaining about something, it may be from 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, and it's still very vivid to them. So that just means those remaining resentments, they stick around. They have remarkable staying power. So the better way to avoid having that kind of negativity at all is to not get into a conflict or dispute in the first place. That's what this chapter is all about. Let's move on. In section 2, it says the sage holds the left part of the contract but does not demand payment from the other person. So to understand that expression, left part of the contract, you need to have listened to the previous discussions about how the ancient loan documents were created. Even before there was paper, there were loan documents, that was carved on wood or a piece of tree bark. And so to hold the left part of the contract means that you are the person who has done something beneficial to someone else, like lend that person money. And the left part of the contract entitles you to the repayment of the loan that you have given out. So let's see if we can express that in a way that's closer to our modern sensibilities. The sages rise above contention. When they help others, they do so unconditionally, without any expectations of payback. They are the lender, not the collector. So this does away with the ancient tradition of, cutting up, or tearing up, I should say, the loan document in half and giving the left side to the lender. But that's something that requires so much explanation. I think in a paraphrase, we should stick to the essence of the meaning. Then we talk about having virtue and not having virtue. Those who have virtue hold the contract. those without virtue hold the collections. So those who have virtue are the ones that have done benefits, have done things that are beneficial for other people, and those without virtue are the ones that keep going after everybody for the things that are owed. So let's see if we can express that in modern language. The sages understand having virtues is its own reward. They do not wish to be like the ones constantly demanding payment, thus demonstrating a complete lack of virtues. So the sages would rather give than to lend. Lastly, the heavenly Tao has no favorites. It constantly gives to the kind people. This is addressing how the sages are, that they are the lenders but not the collectors. They do people favors. They don't want anything in return. So do they not, over time, become poorer? Do they not have less and less and less because they keep giving more and more and more to everyone else? Not so. Why? Because the heavenly Tao will take care of them. So let's see how we can express that. The sages never worry because they know the Tao works. Its karmic function will ensure that anyone who gives with kindness in accordance with the Tao will receive abundantly. So that's one of the good things to witness, to observe, to perceive here at the temple, is that you see there are some that really understand this part of the Tao, and they really give of themselves generously, and they do really well. They do well in life, so they end up with even more to give. It may be something that doesn't make intuitive sense, like how is it that you get more and more and more when you are just giving and giving and giving? But it does work that way. If you know how to give in accordance with the Tao, you end up with more than you can ever possibly use up. The Tao is infinite. The Tao is inexhaustible. It's a source of abundance and prosperity. Knowing how to tap into it allows you to do more, better, greater things for your fellow human beings. Let's go ahead and do the meeting ending ritual, everybody. 起立，面向佛堂，持架三鞠躬，一鞠躬，再鞠躬，三鞠躬，持架各位顶传十一鞠躬，斜翻一鞠躬。Well done, everybody. Thank you so much.